Anyway, this next video is from Montoya. Star Citizen to reduce claim times in patch 319.1. I don't know. I got to keep like putting my opinion out there and try and frame it in a different way so people understand it, because they're still not quite getting it. I totally get if you don't agree. I think there should be more consequence for death in Star Citizen, regardless of the state of the game. I don't believe claim timers are that consequence. Claim timers are stupid. So just throwing that out there right away. But let me go ahead and jump into Montoya's video, because before I start going on a rambling rant.
As of the patch coming out in 3.19.1 PTU, they will be reducing the claim times. Good work. Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. So unless you have not been playing the game in a while, there's been a lot of controversy over the recent changes in the amount of time it takes to claim a ship. If you haven't been following the story, let me bring you up to speed very, very quickly. Lots of people complaining. There are issues with the game, obviously, where the game crashes. Now, if you're out doing something in the ship, you're having fun, and the game crashes, there's 30k, you have to go back and claim your ship, right? So say you were playing around in an 890 jump. I'm taking the most obscene one.
Apparently they're working on fixing it, so you don't have to claim that ship. But given that they don't have that fix properly in the game yet, claim timers are the most insane and ridiculous punishment you could possibly put on a player.
Yeah. You're playing around in your favorite ship, the 890 jump, and there's a server crash 30k. You come back in the game, and now you have to wait 173 minutes, or if you want to expedite it, you have to wait an hour to...
Does he cover anything else other than controversy? Yes, of course. But most of the stuff is controversy because his content is very similar to what we're doing here right now. It's just talking, right? He doesn't go in and do Let's Plays for Star Citizen, at least not currently. So if there's something that he can hit the record button and share his opinion about, which is a really fun thing to do on YouTube, is share your opinion and then hear what people think about your opinion back. These are easy videos for him to do. So yeah, of course.
Get your ship back.
Don't be a hater.
Why? Well, let's say you like the Anvil Carrack, all right? 98 minutes, or if you expedite it, 30 minutes to get your ship back. The Hammerhead.
Here's the problem. Say you like the 890 jump. Say you like the Anvil Carrack. Just because you like something, or just because you paid real money for it, doesn't mean that you should be entitled to be able to use it over and over again super easily. Right? Again, I don't think claim timers are the answer. Waiting for your ship is the most illogical, stupid solution if you're going to make a video game. But you should pay absorbent prices for an 890 jump claim or wait. Right? It should be those two choices. It should be pay or wait. And I don't think you should get upgraded components on any of these things if you have to claim. The problem is you shouldn't have to claim after a 30k. Right? You should not have to claim after a 30k. That has to be working every single patch all the time. Always. That always has to be working. That has to be a part of your PTU testing. If it is not, we should not be arguing about the claim timers as much as we should be arguing about their priorities and what is acceptable to release into a live patch. Testing claim timers and A/B testing and seeing what people want to do is way less bad in comparison to allowing something like 30k recovery to not exist. And ignore it and don't put anybody on it to fix it until you cry about claim timers. Right? That's what I take issue with. I don't take issue as much with the claim timer A/B testing, because for some forsaken reason they think that claim timers are a good idea. They clearly are not. But if you want to A/B test them because you think they're a good idea, that is significantly better than allowing a 30k recovery to not exist in a live patch ever.
17 minutes. The Mustafa, 16 minutes.
Once you've had it, at least.
The A2, 14 minutes. Your 600i takes 14 minutes. Let's go down to see what the lowest one is here. This isn't a complete list, but the freelancer would take almost 5 minutes to get back.
Small ships are quite quick.
Expedited. Not a big deal, right? Well, it kind of is, because if you're just playing the game and the server crashes, you have to wait 5 minutes to get your ship back. Now, those of you who have multiple ships, not a big deal, but a lot of people don't, especially the new people coming to the game now. They recently bought the first game package, maybe.
And what does their first game package have on it? It's not an 890 jump. So this argument is irrelevant. Okay? I think we have to argue about the right things. But the argument of I have to wait 1 to 2 minutes on a starter ship is not that problematic. The big controversial ones are like your Carrack, your Corsair, your Valkyrie. When we're at like 5+ minutes waiting for a ship, once you're past that, it's kind of like, what is going on? But arguing that I only have one ship and I'm a new player, I have a starter package. Okay, you're waiting like 30 seconds, dude. Like, I don't think it's that problematic, right? I do think the numbers were higher than they should be. I do think that claim timers are stupid. Again, I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. Claim timers equal dumb. But you should pay and you should suffer some consequence for dying. Not for the game 30K, for dying.
They have one ship or two ships. To wait 5 minutes at a terminal to get your ship back means you're standing around doing nothing. I hate it when games take away the agency from you. There's something you want to do and the game's saying, no, you cannot do it. Now, obviously, this is not supposed to be a final issue. You're supposed to have multiple ships in the game by playing the game and buying more ships. But
sure, but the other side of the coin is, let's use an example that Montoya doesn't find himself in very often. PvP. If I'm able to claim my ship instantly because you know what? I should be entitled to fly my Aegis Eclipse over and over and over again. And you know what? As soon as I should be able to fire my missile at your ship, I should be able to self-destruct, get my ship back right away, and do it again. Should that be a thing? I think they did away with that now, where the missile isn't there and you have to replace it. Right? Now let's use the Anvil Arrow in that case. The thing that I find with PvPers in this community is they're always, every time there's like a big fight between two orgs, they both think they won. You know why? Because they're able to just claim their ship and spawn it again right away. Right? And all of those components are on it. So they end up having, the fight never ends, and both teams think they won, and whoever loses is the one who just has to go to sleep. Right? The answer shouldn't be waiting. The answer should be some sort of punishment. I think, like, your Anvil Arrow should not have the... You know, you should have to waste a set of components. I kind of argued that the waiting can happen where you gear up. So, like, let's say I'm an arrow pilot. Okay, I'm an arrow pilot. I will go and do some salvaging, actually. I'll grab a ship. I'll rent a ship that has a cargo hold, something like that. And I will go salvage all of the weapons that I need. Or I will buy a bunch. And then I'll transfer them over to my home location. And then when I die, I get my new arrow back quite quickly, maybe a minute or so. And then I have to restock it. I have to refuel it. I have to put more quantum fuel in it. And those things should all have costs associated with them. Right? That's how I feel. That's what I mean about consequence. I don't mean sitting there and waiting for 20 minutes. Now, I will say this. No one makes this argument for prison. No one makes this argument when prison claim timers went up. And the actual mission to be able to leave doesn't work. Nobody makes the same argument with that. You know why? Because they're griefers. That's why. It's the same exact scenario, but the casual player is mad because they can't fly their ship over and over and over again. But what they're not realizing is this has knock-on effects all across the game. Right? So That's the issue that I take with it, is that they need to make the game eventually, and just because you want to fly your ship over and over and over again doesn't mean that you should have prepared to be able to do so or something like that. Again, claim timers, stupid. Get them out of the game completely and create actual insurance and actual consequence for death. That's my argument.
For a lot of people arriving, this is a gigantic headache, and there have been lots of complaints about it. Here's one from Eyeball91 saying, "High claim times make me not
people
want to buy
People keep thinking I'm advocating for
ships.
claim timers. I'm not.
My $1,200 ship to a 30K and wait an hour. What's the point? I'll stick with my 325. Good point. Maybe getting the large ships. Getting
yes. How can a point? I just don't see how a point could be. Okay. Hold on. I'm talking right now and I can't skip that. There was an alert playing. High claim times just make me not want to buy the expensive ships. If I'm going to lose my $1,200 ship, that's when I instantly stop listening to you and your opinion means nothing to me anymore. Is the moment you apply real world value to the decision that should be made by in-game mechanics. I instantly have no respect for your opinion anymore. The game needs to figure out what the game is outside of the ship sale. And that's it. Right? And that's how I feel about it. Infinite Sam, I do apologize, but we're watching a video and everything, and I can't hear. Not everybody could hear your alert, so that's why I had to skip it. I'll read it in a moment.
You not want to buy the big ships, which is contrary to what CIG wants you to do, right? Let's read another one here by Game Dev Carter, who says, rough session. He had 730Ks in 75 minutes waiting for the claim timer. Oh, sorry, he had 730Ks and he wasted 75 minutes of his play session waiting for the claim timers. Absolutely. He goes, without 30K protection, we have zero clue who thought extending the claim timer was an acceptable idea.
Yeah, because they did it without even knowing that the 30K protection was resolved or not, or if it was there. That's the thing, is they make these decisions and they don't do the due diligence, and they don't concern themselves with what the live experience is like. Right?
It's been very, very bad. Absolutely right. Sitting around waiting for your ship to come back is a gigantic headache. But obviously, CIG is listening. Xylos saying the team is aware and diligently working through reducing the times, which will roll out in the next PTU patch. But did you know this is actually them going back and forth on the claim timers is something that goes back all the way back to 2020 or even earlier. Here is Captain Harlock saying, is too early claiming the timer price. Sound familiar to you? This is 2020. This is what Xylos said back then. He goes, as we mentioned in our original messaging, we've been monitoring the in-game stats and feedback threads to evaluate.
The thing is, you don't monitor anything. You say you do, but if you actually monitored, you would know that 30K recovery wasn't there, and then you would have never made these changes in the first place because you would have known the exact result of your problems. You put in PES, which causes insane server instability. You run an event, and then you change the claim timers. It's like... it's not about actually changing the claim timers necessarily. It's about the dumb decision making that makes absolutely no sense a lot of the time. Again, claim timers are worthless.
Impact of this change. This is when they wanted to reduce the wait times, right? We said we worked to iterate and optimize until they're in a good place, and this has been 3 years ago. The team is currently checking in some changes to reduce the wait times. We'll start targeting tomorrow. So they're reducing the wait times, specifically outside the starter ships and ground.
No, they raised them, Montoya, and then they reduced them. They caved in 2022. They tried to raise them then. Look, this guy literally said caved. And then I was like, I wouldn't consider it caving. We did what we said we would do. We would iterate and all these things. You're iterating on a broken system that is stupid from the get-go. And that's the problem, is that everybody assumes that this system is going to stay 100%. There's no reason why anybody should wait for 30 minutes for anything in a video game like this, right? It just that's crazy to me. But it's like in the most nonsensical way. I think there's maybe you should. I don't know, because when you look at it with refinery timers, when you look at it with possibly cargo timers in the future, all of that seems fine to me. You know, where you maybe can raise it with reputation, raise it by spending a little bit more, right? But it's just a very weird one for me, because the ship is the core experience. So waiting for the core experience is kind of the problem. And I think that's why claim timers doesn't make any sense. Everything is done with a ship, right? And the thing about refinery timers is your ship isn't locked during the refinery time, but your cargo ship is tied up when you're going to be doing cargo timers. So we'll see how that goes with players, because your whole ship will be tied up during a cargo timer. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like claim timers, though. Sitting at the ASOP terminal without being able to use a ship is just insane to me. At the same time, it does sort of break the immersion of the game that they're trying to make. The idea of like your ship can't just show up there. That's why when we did answer the call this week, one of the arguments I made is insurance doesn't give you the money back right away, or doesn't. I haven't had a car totaled that I own. I was hit from behind one time, and it was my parents' car, so they got the insurance claim for that. But the thing about insurance is that they would give you a rental while your car was being fixed. So in this case, you don't lose the vehicle like we do in real life when a car is totaled and the insurance company gives you the money for the total, right? You're going to get your ship back. There should be a option for a rental of some kind or something cheap that is given to you while you wait for your new ship to come back. If you're going to do claim timers, you have to allow the player to get right back in and be playing your game, because sitting at an ASOP terminal is not playing. I think you could do claim timers, but you need to have this other layer on top of it. Even if it's an 890 jump, the insurance company should go to Origin and say, we want to rent an Origin 890 jump for our claimee, and then that's what happens for you. You get your 890 jump, but it's a stock one, right?
Vehicles, the maximum wait times have been reduced by 40%, with the minimum wait times reduced to 50%. This is back in 2020 when they reduced it. So they jacked it back up now.
No, they jacked it and then reduced it, but he doesn't remember.
We've been through this. We've done this already. And I guess they're still trying to figure it out exactly when they want to go. Here's the most recent message. At the core of Star Citizen development is committed to creating an immersive and engaging experience. As we continue to refine the game, we often find ourselves tweaking various aspects to strike the delicate balance between realism, challenge, and enjoyment. The recent adjustments to respawn times were simply a part of this ongoing iterative process and by no means final, absolutely, but they've done this before. It feels like they forgot what they did. Experimenting with different values allows us to gather valuable data and insights, enabling us to make informed decisions when balanced.
They didn't forget what they did. It's that they honestly think a broken mechanic is worth balancing. Like it's broken from the start. It makes no sense from the start. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. Nobody likes it. Nobody thinks it's good. And then they're trying to gather data on something that is just dumb in the first place. But they wouldn't understand that because they don't listen to people when they speak. They're not hearing the underlying issue here. Is nobody wants to sit around and not play the video game. That's the underlying issue, and they don't care. And they think that they need to find a balance, like anybody's ever going to be happy with a claim timer system sitting in an ASOP terminal waiting for something to happen. You wonder why all your ASOP terminals are broken when a 30K happens and somebody's in the ASOP terminal. That's when they break. Everyone's just sitting there waiting for their damn ship, watching a timer go down.
All right, that's fine, but the only problem is with the amount of time the game's crashes. Like if the game had 0 crashes in it, then I'd say, you know what, that's fine. This definitely stings. If you and your friends want to go out and 890 jump and have a fun session, PvP have find you, blows up your ship. Basically, at 54 minutes, you are now what? Your plan of
unacceptable, Blaze,
playing around with 890 jump for the evening is out. Like you now have to basically go do something else or wait the hour, and no one wants to wait an hour. So I understand they're trying to find a balance, but I disagree. You know, even if there's a way to pay more money and knock that down to 5 minutes, like I am not waiting for any ship for more than 5 minutes. I don't care what it is. If it's 5 minutes, I'm either going
I'm sorry, that's like a lot of people I call Test Squadron, Montoya, and some other creators like casuals. That is not like a casual thought process. I'm sorry, dude. And even if you have 8 hours to sit down and play a video game, none of it should be spending sitting at the ASOP terminal waiting for 15 minutes for a ship. Not a single period of time should be that long waiting for one of your ships that you need, right? Like, it's just a bad idea.
Something else or logging out and playing some other game, because if you're sitting down with your friends and there is a specific thing you want to do that evening, you want to take out your carrack, you want to go
you fly another ship while your ship is in cooldown. The problem here, though, is it's consequence for death is one thing. But if the game 30Ks and you have to claim that, so you're just telling me that, okay, well, just go do something else. Well, I was doing that, and it wasn't my fault for it stopping, right? That's why, like, you have to have the 30K protection there, and it has to work flawlessly. That's why you did it in the first place, right? I don't know, man. Like, death is one thing. It's kind of crazy to me. I think you should be punished by having to restock the ship and it be costly. I don't think you should be punished by having to wait. It's still a video game.
Exploring, and something happens even in game as it's supposed to be. You crashed into a visible asteroid. You saw it. You crashed into it. You lost.
Right? Yeah. Let's not even forget that invisible asteroid at Grim that they still haven't fixed yet. But the thing again is, like, I want to really make sure I say this because people keep misinterpreting how I feel. Is you need to be punished for death, and that needs to come in the game as soon as possible, because we cannot continue to have a video game where there's no consequence for anything that you do, right? But I just can't see how, if I was killed, even in let's say a prospector, by a pirate, I was pirated, that I need to have a second prospector or third prospector or fourth prospector just so I can be ready to go, right? It would make a lot more sense to get a rental prospector while I was waiting for my claim time or something, right? And that I also would have to pay to recover the mining head, attachments, all those things. So, yeah. What? Why didn't I answer Sedge? I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Now it's going to take half an hour to get your carrack back. But are you going to sit around for half an hour? No, you're not. And I understand it, but I don't agree with it. I don't agree with them saying you must now wait for this to come back.
No. Nobody should have to wait.
I would say put a bigger fee. Make it cost 10, 20, 50,000. Make it cost 100,000 to get back the ship you want to fly in within 5 minutes. I think there's a lot more work to be done on that. Obviously, they know, and back in 2020, they did this the first time. They understand that too. But I agree.
Yeah, I mean, let's not ignore the fact that insurance is still lifetime insurance for everybody. Everybody has lifetime insurance. It costs you no money. There's no difference between any insurance type. Everybody has the same lifetime level insurance. and they've not made any insurance, they've not made any cost for fuel, they've not made any cost for quantum travel or quantum fuel. That's significant enough. Some ships are like gas guzzlers, and it seems significant, and some people are showing extremely high repair costs, and that should be a little bit of a indication of where we should be going. Is, yeah, your repair costs should be very expensive, right? So you should try not to die, right? You should try not to have your ship get destroyed. And right now, claiming is a way to get around that. It should cost just as much, right?
Agree with everything said.
Why would you assume they would add a significant... Oh my God, dude. Why would I assume that they would put in any real consequence for death? I have no... Why would I ever come to that conclusion? I have no idea why I would ever come... That's so weird. Why would I think that? Oh my God, I don't know. Why would I think such a stupid thing?
Yeah, but all the people posting about it saying the high claim times are a problem. As long as we are experiencing multi 30k crashes in the game as is right now, they shouldn't make us wait. They shouldn't take away the opportunity to play the game. Make it 5 minutes max for the ships is what I would say. And by all means, bring this back when the game is stable to the point we can play for 5-6 hours without a crash. Fine, I understand that.
I don't even think they should bring this back, Montoya. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. All of it's insane. That you have to improve the system. You have to add more layers to it. You cannot possibly think that this is a good idea ever to have somebody sitting and waiting for the ship that they use on a regular basis for 30 minutes.
My personal opinion, make you pay. You want to take out your 890 jump, make him pay $1 million USD, whatever it is, make you pay the money if you want to do it. Make it sting. I understand the one or two.
Do you know why? Do you know why making them pay works? Because the claim timer's built into that. You have to play the game. You have to earn the money. You have to loot the components. You have to buy the components. You have to store them in your location, all those things. It's already a built-in claim timer. To be prepared. Why add an additional thing on top of it? It makes no sense.
Hurt, but taking away your ability to actually play the game the way you want to play the game is where I have my problems. Let me know what you think about that. Do you agree? Should you be forced to wait, or should they give you the opportunity to pay a huge amount of money to get your ship back? I'm interested to know your opinion. Post below. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Have yourselves a wonderful week.
Often, guys... Often, Montoya has like PvP. Why? Oh, I'm not subscribed because SaltEMike reacts. I'm not subscribed to anybody on. I'm subscribed on my main. I'm gonna give him another sub. Why not? The idea of like Montoya definitely often comes with pretty PvP friendly and like well thought out ideas when it comes to Star Citizen. I think sometimes I disagree with them, but I don't disagree with him very often. And this is another video that I do not disagree at all. It's just, I think we're arguing about the wrong things. We shouldn't be arguing about what number the claim timer should be. We should argue that there should be another system that replaces it that's better. We understand what the claim timer's intention is. It's to create consequence for death. This is a terrible consequence for death. It is the worst possible consequence for death. It makes no sense. It's stupid. It's boring. It's not fun for anybody. Nobody signed up for this bullshit. And that's it, right? There should be something better. It will kill SC. You cannot kill SC. Star Citizen's a vampire. It will continue to deduct money from your bank account, and you will continue to get pictures of spaceships. You cannot kill Star Citizen, okay? But we could certainly try to make it better, and I think that's what I'm looking to do is try to There's got to be a better solution here. When you give feedback, you tell them what you don't like, and you tell them what you do like. What I like is being prepared. What I like is earning the ability to not have to wait. And the way you do that is by coming prepared, and that's it. And this system removes that advantage altogether, and it just sucks.